This video will give you instructions on what you need to do for your independent work. First thing you need to do is log into Clever. Once you're logged into Clever, you're going to go ahead and look for Nextgen Math. Nextgen Math is this logo right here. In Nextgen Math, you're going to go ahead and look for the assignment title, Independent 5.NBT.1, dated August 23rd, 2021. It also has a label that says Independent Work on orange. You're going to go ahead and click there, and you're going to go ahead. Your button's going to say Start. My button said Preview. Your button's going to say Start. I'm gonna go ahead and answer question number letter A, B, and C, and D for the first question. You guys need to go ahead and answer question 2, 3, 4, and 5 all by yourselves. So let's begin. For A through D, select yes or no to indicate whether each statement is correct. For letter A, I have 1,300 is 1/10 of 13,000. First thing I need to do is remember that the word is stands for equal. So I'm going to go ahead and underline is, and I'm going to go ahead and put an equal sign so that it can remind me that that's what it means. The word of stands for multiplication. I'm underlining the word of so it can remind me what it means, that it means multiplication. We're going to write our number sentence. I'll start with 1,300 equals 1/10 times 13,000. The first thing I'm going to do is put my number on the number line. Now, a lot of you guys have this question. You ask, Ms. R, I don't know which number you're talking about. I don't know if I have to add the 13,000 or the 1,300. We add the number that's inside the equation. So we're going to always add the number that's inside the equation. In this case, it's 13,000. We look at the number 1 and we ask ourselves, where is our 1 in our place value chart? In this case, our 1 is on the 10,000 place. So I'm going to write the 1 right here. Then I look at the 3. Where is my 3 on the place value chart? It is on the 1,000 place. The rest of the numbers are zeros, so I'm going to fill out the zeros all the way to my decimal point. Remember, decimal is right here. You guys will have a copy of the place value chart in front of you so that you could guys work on your problems using a place value chart. Now I ask myself, I'm multiplying by 1/10. I want to remind everybody that if we multiply by 1/10, we're always going to be moving our number one space to the right. One space to the right. So we multiply by 1/10, we're going to move our number one space to the right. If I was to multiply by 10, I will actually move my number one space to the left. So if I was to multiply by 10, I will move my number one space to the left. In this case, we're multiplying by 1/10, which means that my number is going to move one space to the right. If I move one space to the right, it's going to land on the thousands place. If I move 3 one space to the right, it's going to move to the hundredths place. If I move my 0 that's in the 100 place one space to the right, it will move to the tens place. If I move my 0 that's in the 10 one space to the right, it will land on my 1 place. And if I move my 0 that is located in my 1's place, it's going to land on the tens place. I do not want to forget my decimal, so I'm going to make sure I write my decimal here. Now I know that 1/10 times 13,000 will give me an answer of 1,300. The statement for A will be yes, that is correct. So we're going to go ahead and circle A right here. All right, let's do question B. Question B says 10,000 is 1/10 of 100,000. Once again, it stands for equal and of stands for multiplication. I'm gonna write my sentence, math sentence. 10,000 times, I'm sorry, it's not times, equals, Miss R, equals, thank you guys, equals 1 over 10 times 100,000. First thing first, I need to make sure that I write my number on the on the place value chart. And I want to remind everybody, what number am I going to write on the place value chart? Am I going to write the 10,000 or am I going to write the 100,000? If you said 100,000, you're correct. So I'm going to start by looking at my one and I'm going to ask myself, where does my one land on the place value chart? And if you said the 100,000, you're correct. The rest will be zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 100,000 has 5 zeros. Don't forget our decimal. Now, if I multiply by 1 over 10, my number is going to move one space to the right. If I was to multiply times 10, then my number will move one space to the left. But if I look at the problem, we're going to multiply one step to the right because we're multiplying by 1/10. So my 1 will no longer be 100,000. It will land on, that's right, 10,000. The zero is going to go ahead and land on 1,000. My zero that's in the thousands place will change to my 100 place. My zero that's in the 100 place will change to my 10th place. And my zero that's on the 10th place will move over to my ones place. And my zero that's in the ones place is going to move all the way to the tens place. I can't forget what, guys? I can't forget my decimal point. So my answer for this question is 10,000. If we look at the statement, it says that 10,000 equals 110 times 100,000. Therefore, my answer will be yes, that is correct. Let's do C. C says 1,900 is 10 times as much as 19,000. Remember, the word is stands for is. The word is stands for equal, I mean. Time stands for multiplication. So we're going to go ahead and write our math sentence. I'm going to write 1,900 equals 10 times 19,000. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to go ahead and put my number on the number place value chart. So I want to go ahead and look at the 19,000. I'm not going to put the number 1,900 on my place value chart. I'm going to go ahead and put the 19,000 because that's the number that we need to see. If we were to multiply by 10, will give us 1,900. So I look at my 1 and I ask myself, where will the 1 land on my number value chart? And if you said 10,000, you're correct. 9 will land on the 1,000 place. And my zeros will land on the hundreds, the 10, and the ones. It's stating that we're multiplying times 10. And if we look at our chart, we mentioned that if I multiply by 1 over 10, my number will move one space to the right. But if I multiply by 10, my numbers will move one space to the left. So in this case, my numbers will move one space to the left. So my 1 is going to go ahead and change to be on the 100,000 place. My 9 is going to change to the 10,000. My 0 is going to change to 1,000. My other 0 that's located in the 10 is going to change to the hundreds. And my 0 that's in the ones would change on the tens. Now, I need to go ahead and put a number here. And I always say, let's use that magical number we use as a placeholder. In this case, It is zero, zero. When I look at the answer, I end up getting 190,000, not 1,900 as my final answer. So therefore, C is, if you guessed it, no, that is not correct. No, that is not correct. Last question. 500 is 10 times as much as 50. The word is stands for equal. The word times stands for multiplication. Writing my math sentence, 500 equals 10 times 50. My first step is to put my number on the number value chart. So let me go ahead and do that. I'm going to write 50, not 500, but 50, because I'm looking at the numbers that are inside the equation, which is 10 times 50. We're going to go ahead and look at the 5, this 5 right here, and we're going to ask ourselves, where does the 5 land in the place value chart? If you said it lands on the tens, you're correct. And my 0 will land on the ones. Want to remind you guys, if I multiply by 1 over 10, I'm going to move my numbers one space to the right. But if I multiply by 10 times 10, I'll move my numbers one space to the left. And if you guys are seeing this, I am multiplying times 10, which tells me that I'm going to move my numbers one space to the left. So my 5 will change from 10 to the hundreds place. My 0 will change from the ones place to the tens place. And I'm going to go ahead and put a 0 here as a placeholder. And my answer will be 500. So if you said yes, D is correct, then you got the answers correct. You now have to do question 2, 3, 4, and 5 all by yourself. If you have additional questions, come back and watch this video. If not, you could always watch a video that Nextgen Math provides, and you can watch it as many times as you want. It's going to guide you into getting all these answers, all these questions answered correctly. If you have any questions, make sure you ask.